Okay, this is going to be kind of hard, but this is real with Robo, and you heard my husband talking in the background. We just watched a video about a man that decided to lead his church into the light, literally.
And we're not just
And,
talking about some small bow dump. We're talking about a mega church.
yeah. First off, a lot of people are complaining, well, being not able to assemble, especially when you're Christian, it's not fair. And you'll have to forgive me because I'm playing a video game while I talk. But it's not fair because we have the constitutional right to assemble, except in an emergency, okay? That should be like your greatest tip off. Like, this is a global pandemic, dummies. And another thing you gotta understand is just because God is involved, it doesn't mean everything's gonna be all right. All right, I'm gonna keep it real. Because there's a lot of people out there going, well, God was with them, so they're gonna be fine. Not necessarily. Because you've got to ask yourself, and ask yourself one thing. God allows children to die. God allows people to die. And you're steadily sitting there like, why? Why does he do that? Because sometimes it's some people's time. It's just their time. And what really gets me is that it say in the Bible. It says in the Bible not to tempt the Lord. So that must mean, that you need to be aware and you need to be safe for yourself and not be stupid. Okay? That tells you right there, tempt not thy Lord. Okay? So as much as you're relying on God to save you from danger, he's relying on you not to be dumb. I mean, that's just a fact. Okay? And I mean, a lot of people are probably going to get mad at this and go, oh, you're not Christian. You're not going to feel bad if they get hurt. And I'm not. I'm not going to feel bad at all because they're dumb. Like, for real. It says this is an airborne virus as well as a pulmonary virus as well as a touchy-feely virus. Okay, so you could get it by touching things. You could get it by breathing it. And you got a mega church holding services. Oh, well, we put people 10 feet apart. First of all, it's 20 feet apart. Second of all, you're not supposed to gather in 50 or more. Third of all them people breathing in that same room, did they have air purifiers in there? No.
And a lot of them.
No, they didn't. Did they have the windows open? No. So riddle me this, Batman. In a closed room, even if it's a big room, you over there, I'm over here, you still gonna be breathing everything I'm breathing out when there's no ventilation. Stupid. And you got like hundreds of people breathing in and out that may or may not have the virus. Just because you ain't showing symptoms doesn't mean you don't have the virus. Just like with Ebola. Just because you ain't bleeding out your gullet, it doesn't mean that you don't have the virus. And a lot of people are getting mad about the constitutional right of assembly and freedom of religion and all that. Well, if you were any kind of religious person, you know that God says in the Bible, don't tempt me. Meaning, period, point blank, don't mess with that man. He ain't playing. And if you go and put yourself in danger, then you gonna get what's coming to you.
He also says something else. Follow the laws of the Lord and the land.
That's true too. He says follow the laws of God and man. So if the laws say stay your butt at home, stay your butt at home. Well, this pastor said, well, I had, those people 10 feet apart, family groups 10 feet apart, and I had hand sanitizer. Okay, but if it's a pulmonary disease, pulmonary virus, and even the doctors are not really sure about how it's spread, we could imagine that the little virus nuclei are going to be in our breath every time we breathe out. So I'm breathing out, you breathing in, you catching my germs, dummy. Especially if that room is not ventilated. And for a massive mega church, it better be ventilated well. They didn't offer no mask. And they said, oh, it was medical grade stuff. How you get medical grade stuff? And the medical people can't get it. Greedy much? You should have been giving them medical grade crap to your local hospitals so they could have medical grade shit. And that, oh my God.
Here's another point that I'd like to make. How can you guarantee that they were 10 feet apart at all times?
Christians, you piss me off. Really, with your retard. And I'm a Christian. Really, this shepherd, he was supposed to be taking care of his flock. That is what a pastor, a preacher, or whatever is honed to do by God himself. Is to tend to his flock. This idiot, and yes, pastor, whoever, you could come at me, and so can your congregation come at me whenever you're ready. Put his whole flock in danger because he needed to pass the tithe bill to bowl around. Lord help me in this time because these people are so dumb when it comes to you. Lord help us all. I mean, a lot of people don't believe in God. So for the people that don't believe in God and do believe in the Constitution and do believe in law, and all the ones that believe in that too, that believe in God, we are told to stay in our homes unless it's expressly a needed trip. The reason why is because before we could defeat this damn virus, think logically. We need to separate the people that have it from the people that don't have it. And I don't want to hear no conspiracy about how we are getting locked down as a dry run for whatever the hell and whatever the hell, and I don't want to hear that. So if you go make a comment like that, you are going to get flashed on. I'm about at my flashpoint of stupidity right now with this damn virus. Dr. Fauci, a well-respected, world-renowned doctor, says we're not sure how it's spread, but we know it's spread through touching things and putting your hands up to your mouth and nose. We know that. We know it's a pulmonary virus. We know that. Because pulmonary virus, you can't breathe. There you go. It's a pulmonary virus. Now, me personally, I don't understand why they're not using medication that they use for pneumonia to check and see if a stronger medication for pneumonia will work. But that's just me. I don't know nothing about doctoring, so I'm going to keep my little pie flap in my own little pie flap.
Yeah, maybe they tried it and it didn't work.
Yeah. Now, fact of the matter is this. I'm sick and tired of all this PC, SJW bullshit. And y'all Christians, y'all right-wingers are really catching it from the left. That's the other virus we're contending with, is stupidity. And in these times, stupidity is, oh my God, y'all having visions of grandeur. The reason they tell us to stay inside is so that we don't catch it. There's no new cases, meaning somebody has it. You go interact with somebody, they find out later that they have it. That means you probably have it, and whoever you interacted with spread it to all that, and therefore it keeps spreading. Stupid.
And all it takes is one child who has no self-control, who touches something and touches their mouth.
And my children have no self-control, so they doing that a lot. I keep my surfaces clean up in this joint.
I also keep telling them to keep their hands out of their damn mouths, but that's beside the point.
Here's the fact of the matter. Back to this pastor. Pastor, you are charged by God to protect, lead, guide your flock that he entrusts you with. And you basically led them to drinking the Kool-Aid. That's how I see it. You might as well put poison Kool-Aid and tell each one of them to drink it. And y'all idiots in the church that went to the church service, you might as well just drink the damn Kool-Aid. Because you morons your damn self. Not thinking about your family members, you ungrateful, selfish swine. And that's why I will not feel sorry near for one of them if they catch it. I will not feel sorry for them. Because God expects us to keep our asses out of danger as much as we expect him to deliver us from it. And just because God is involved, like you going to church or somewhere or doing a godly act, it doesn't mean that you ain't gonna get knocked the hell down. And that's why atheists hate me, because I tell the truth about God. God let it happen because that's what's supposed to be happen. That's what's written. That's what's written. So if a child dies, God lets it happen because it's supposed to happen. And that's why churches hate me too. I ain't gonna preach to y'all. I'm just gonna say, shame on you, pastor, and you should take the ass whooping that's coming to you legally. You should be honorable and stand up and say, yeah, I fucked up. And admit to it. But you ain't gonna do that because, number one, churches have become way too political. They have put their monetary wants, greed, which is one of the 7 deadly sins, above the safety and security of their flock. And especially with mega churches. Y'all some faulty individuals. And I'm going to call you on it. And believe me, they can't sue me for nothing. They could say, oh, well, she's slandering the good pastor. No, I'm not, because he an idiot. And his actions prove he an idiot. Legally. Now, I'm done with this COVID-19 virus. I'm done with it because I'm done with y'all stupidity. I'm done with y'all retard. I'm done with y'all nonsense. So I'm going to tell you on the real. And for those that listen to me, Y'all need to listen closely. Because I ain't gonna say it no more. I'm just gonna start laughing at the idiots that go out and do wrong and catch it.
Darwinism, hard at work.
Yep, I'm gonna label that Darwinism and survival of the fittest. Now, number one, do not go out unless you have to. If you have to interact with others, like say you go shopping for your old grandma or your grandpa or another elder or your mama, make sure you have either A, surgical masks and gloves on, or those 3M masks. And if your face start itching under those masks, do not take them off and put them under your chin, because now you breathing all that shit in. Put them on your forehead, dummy. Like the doctors do. They pull their mask up and on top of their foreheads. Now, set the groceries and the purchases on the porch or on the doorstep. Knock on the door, yell out, Mama, Grandma, Grandpa, I done got your purchases, they right here. And then step back to your car and make sure they get their purchases and no one steals them. And then wave from afar, an air hug from afar, and do that. If you are showing symptoms of the virus, which is a high fever, a dry cough, and you can't breathe, do not wait for a doctor's appointment. Go directly to the emergency room. However, if you are showing minor symptoms, meaning you got a high fever and a little cough, but you ain't having no breathing problems yet, then call up your doctor and make an appointment. Because right now what we want to do is conserve the medical things for the people that actually can't breathe. Okay? When you get the test, make sure it's at a time. If you're not suffering too bad, make sure it's at a time where you could stay in for 15 days. Stay in, do not go out, do not interact with other people. Period. And if you do, wear masks and gloves, and don't touch your face or your mouth with the gloves on, because that defeats the purpose. Wash your hands a lot for 20 seconds, okay?
Soap and water.
Soap and hot water. Hot as you can stand it. Okay? I'm not trying to make you burn yourself or hurt yourself, dummies. Because apparently if you're going out and going to church with all these people and no ventilation, you stupid, so you'll probably put it on burning hot water. So as hot as you can stand it, vigorously, often. Alright? Then go out, get you another test to make sure you don't have it. And boom, you good to go. For the people like me who aren't showing any symptoms, aren't bothered by it, have been quarantining themselves and keeping out of people's faces all this time like good little monkeys, let the people that need those tests go first. I should not have to tell you this. Apparently, I've got to teach people common courtesy on my damn channel. Let the people that need it go first. If you ain't showing symptoms, if you ain't stressing off it like I'm not, then don't go out, put yourself in a predicament where you need to be tested. Continue to quarantine and behave. And let the people that are at risk go and get themselves checked. Because as we've all heard on Fox News in the mornings with the COVID-19 task force, supplies are limited. They're growing, but they're limited. So we need to handle the worst cases first. And by you being an idiot and clogging up the medical facilities, and you ain't working with elderly or sick people or people with immune deficiency things, and you just a stay-at-home mom or you a stay-at-home person, you ain't showing signs or symptoms or nothing like that, then carry on until there's tests for everybody. Now, for them other idiots out there that do listen, but they listen half-ass to the reports, chloroquine phosphate, chloroquine sulfate are used in other products like fish tank cleaner. They're not the same because the other ingredients in fish tank cleaner can kill you. Read. They have warning labels because of people like you. Read. If it says not for human consumption, it's not for human consumption, okay? Easy. Easy to understand that. If you do have it, COVID-19, then a medical doctor, a doctor for human beings, not a veterinarian, a doctor for human beings, will prescribe you the proper medication and version of hydroxychloroquine, chloroquine sulfate, chloroquine phosphate, or whatever. Now, if you want to be preventative in not getting it and building up your immune system, the doctors say upload some zinc and some vitamin C in your diet. Okay? I know for definite you could overdose on zinc. Don't take that as a challenge to ground pound or mouth pound lots of zinc and lots of vitamin C. Because I know that vitamin C, after certain milligrams, your body won't process it and you'll pee it out. But don't take that as a challenge. Okay? Take it as it says on the bottle. If you have vitamins with zinc and vitamin C in it, take those one a day, properly. Do what it says on the bottle. Do what your doctor says for you to do. Okay? Goodness, I don't even know why I'm making a video like this. But this report of a pastor in a megachurch that just put all his congregation, all his flock at risk. Just like, I want to scream. People are not that dumb. And then my husband screams back, yes, they are. Y'all not that dumb. Please prove me right and prove to me that y'all not that damn dumb. Please. All right, so here's the rundown. If you want to prevent the virus, Take you some zinc and vitamin C, but take as directed. If you have like Centrum Silver or any other vitamins, I have Centrum Silver, even though I'm not an old person, but I know that I have a few spots that could really use the extra vitamin D because I have osteoarthritis and DDD. And so I take Centrum Silver, and my doctor said it was okay. If you have vitamins like that, take as directed on the bottle. Do not tell me, well, you said take vitamin C and zinc and I overdosed. No, I'm not going to be responsible for your stupid. Take them as directed. Call your doctor. Ask them if there's any other ways that you could prevent getting sick. Basically the same way you prevent getting sick when the flu is around. Okay? You need to pimp your immune system. But not to the extent where it causes your death. If you have minor symptoms, call your doctor, make an appointment. Minor symptoms. Not if you're sitting there gasping for air. Okay? Minor symptoms, like a high fever, and not like a really bad fever, but a high one, and a cough. Call your doctor, ask to be tested. Done deal. If you're having major symptoms, like your head is about to explode from the lava that's in it, or you can't breathe, or you're seeing things because your temperature is so high, or you're coughing really bad to the extent where you can't get a breath in, take your butt to the ER. Okay? If you're not experiencing any symptoms, if you're quarantining like you should be, like I am, being a good girl, and my husband is being a good boy, then don't worry about getting tested unless you start showing symptoms. Let the people that need those tests go first. Let the people that can't breathe use those tests. Because if you get greedy and you don't work with elderly or weakened immune patients, you're taking from somebody that might actually need it to save their lives. Show some damn courtesy in these times. You can do it. I promise you, you can do it. If you work with elderly or people with weakened immune systems, go get yourself tested. Tell your doctor, look, I need the test because, I take care of my grandma. All right? And I'm out and about most of the days running errands for her, so I want to make sure that I don't have it. But after you take that test, this is important to help your doctor and help other people have a controlled environment test. Find someone that doesn't have it that can take care of your grandma for 15 days and then quarantine yourself from the world. So you have a controlled test. This is where you got to be a little bit scientist here. And experiments. You got to provide yourself a controlled environment. Meaning you don't go out, you don't interact, you don't do nothing you ain't supposed to do. Okay? And then go back to your doctor and be retested, and then boom, if she say you don't have it, now you're stepping in to preventative care. Take your vitamins. Eat good food that have vitamins in it and good stuff in it. And wear a mask and gloves when you have to interact with people. Don't put that mask below your chin, because then you'll breathe in everything that got caught up on the mask. Don't touch things and then touch your face with the gloves on, because then that's defeating the purpose. People, this is not a time to be stupid. This is a time to be smart. This is a time to think about you and yours. And that's why I'm voluntarily quarantining myself. Because as you have heard on the news, the kids that went down for spring break and said, we don't care about no coronavirus, blah, 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 blah. Well, they all have coronavirus now.
And they were all from Florida, too. Coincidence?
Now, the lady and the man who tried to preventative care themselves and drank fishbowl cleaner or fish tank cleaner just because it said it had an ingredient of it in it, but it wasn't for human consumption, because you could have extreme adverse effects. One's dead now and one's really sick, but it ain't from the coronavirus, and neither of them had it. All they had to do was quarantine themselves. This pastor, if he was going to be so stupid as to put himself and his congregation in a world of hurt and in a world of risk, what he should have done with all his medical grade supplies, he should have had 3M masks, gloves, reminded his congregation not to touch their faces or other people's faces, and had extreme ventilation in that puppy. Fans going, air purifiers rocking, windows open, with good filters.
HEPA filters are the best, by the way, for this.
And if you want to know, my husband just said, if you're going to go get an air purifier for your home, get HEPA filters. They're the best, especially for a moment like this. So don't flash out on that. And don't say, Robo told me to go get one. If you want to go get one, if you got the money to go get one, it couldn't hurt. Seeing as it's a pulmonary virus, and in order to get to the pulmonary, you literally have to breathe it in. So, air purifier system with a HEPA filter. Now for the broke people out there, quarantine yourself. Take vitamin C and zinc. But don't overdo it, because you can overdose on zinc. You can. C-A-N. Charlie Alpha November. You can overdose on zinc. However, if you take it as directed, you're good to go. It'll help boost your immune system. Or you could go to your pharmacy and say, hey, which one is the best to boost my immune system? Which vitamins? And I'm sure a pharmacist can point you in the right direction. But here's the key thing. People, listen to and ask of medical professionals only. Meaning, don't believe anything anyone says, even me. I'm just telling you how I do. Ask a pharmacist. Ask a doctor. Ask your doctor. Listen to the news reports every morning on Fox News with Dr. Fauci on what to do. Don't listen to Janet down the street who says, oh, this is just a conspiracy, guys, because, I went to my church and we were packed and I don't have any symptoms. Because right after you get out Miss Janet's face, and a week later when the symptoms, or 2 weeks later, when the incubation time is ready to go, Miss Janet and her whole congregation got the corona, and now you got it too, because you retarded. And they retarded. Alright? Number 3, if you want to get spiritual on this, religious on this, it's saying in the Bible, follow man's law as well as God's law. God said that himself. It say in the Bible, do not tempt the Lord thine God. Meaning, as much as we expect him to deliver us from danger, he expects us to stay out of danger and to use common sense. As for the congregation of that mega church, I'm going to pray for you. Because right now, with your retarded shepherd, you need all the God you can get. And I encourage people to pray for them. Because my husband brought up a great point. If everybody hollering, God's going to save us, and they do stupid shit, then tell me why this pastor in Memphis has been struck down by the coronavirus. He ain't dead, but he real sick by it. And so I ask for people to further continue to pray for Mr. Eli Morris. Because honestly, I think he caught it before he even knew about it. Because that pastor don't strike me as stupid.
It was before we went into all this self-quarantining.
Before we did all this, he was struck down by it. But I'm pretty sure Pastor Eli Morris would tell his congregation, stay your butt up out of people's faces. And stay quarantined and do what your doctors say. Again, I cannot stop saying how important it is not to be stupid in these times. Everyone can catch it. It has mutated to the point where kids, adults, teenagers, and even babies, not just the elderly, can catch it. And my husband made a mistake. COVID-19 is not the 19th strain. Okay?
I looked it up. It stands for Coronavirus 2019.
And while other people are saying, well, then you're wrong about that video about 2019, I'm not wrong about the video about 2019. Because number one, the symptoms are not the same as COVID-19. As this one we're dealing with now. So it still has no pertinence on it. But go ahead, go into your conspiracies and say the government had the cure long before we had it and blase, and whatever else. And this is a dry run so they could take our rights and do this and do that. And martial law is coming next. Oh my God. Or use your damn brain and realize people are getting sick. People are dying. And the last thing we all need to do is go into a non-thinking panic and be stupid like that pastor and put ourselves at risk. We want this thing to be nipped in the bud. The only way we're going to do that is by not presenting new cases and new people at risk. And the way we do that is by obeying and being good little kids and staying inside for a little while. I know y'all got cabin fever, so I will do my best to entertain y'all. My best. If you have a request on something, go ahead, put it in the comment section. Click, like, subscribe, click, hate, subscribe. Leave a comment of something that would entertain you with my special view on life. Or whatever. Leave a comment about how much you think I'm mean. Leave a comment how ungodly I am, selfish, heartless, whatever. Leave a comment how much you love me. Share this video. But let's start the awareness. We face a crisis, a global pandemic together. Let's come together like butt cheeks 20 feet apart, okay? That's real. Y'all be safe out there. Don't be stupid. Don't panic. If you're curious, ask a doctor. If there's a video you want me to make with my special view on life, go on and put it in the comment section. Nothing is off limits. I'll do anything to entertain you so that you will stay your ass inside and stay out of danger.
Within the bounds of the law.
Well, within the bounds of the law, of course. Because I'm a lawful and law-abiding person. I've never been to jail, never been arrested, and we all wonder why. Especially with the attitude I have. But that's because I'm a badass bitch, but a law-abiding badass bitch. So y'all be safe. Don't be stupid. Don't panic. Listen to the doctors. Listen to the experts. It's only a few more months that we have to stay inside from what they're saying. So let's make the best of it. Y'all take care. And I actually do care if that church congregation gets coronavirus. I'm not going to lie to kick it. I do care. Because that'd be horrible for them and their families to go through. And so I ask you to continue to pray for them and their stupid ass pastor. And for the pastor of, what was that church called?
Which one?
The Eli Morris.
Hope Baptist.
And for Pastor Eli Morris at Hope Baptist Church. And for all the people struck down with the coronavirus now, and all the people that are being stricken down by the coronavirus, and all the people that are being good kids like me, and not putting ourselves at risk, and all the stupid people that are putting themselves and their congregations at risk, pray for them. And pray that the panic ceases and logic and science takes over. All right? Take care. Be safe. Stay quarantined. And if you so much as clear your throat in my vicinity, I'm going to mace your ass with bleach. I'm not playing with you. And that's real with Robo.
Or Lysol.